Today is 148 of this journey of learning to walk by the Spirit, and we've been talking about how God brings about maturity in this walk. And one of those ways we're exploring is the idea of how much He accomplishes as we are navigating trials. If we navigate trials with the heart of an orphan, it's all on you for how you're going to navigate, how you're going to survive this trial. It becomes this issue of pretty much survival mode. What kind of a survival mode will best suit me getting through this and staying intact? So survival mode if you handle a trial as an orphan. But if you navigate a trial with a slave mentality, that's another way you can do it. The tendency is to look upon the master as really harsh and no good in the midst of this for you. You attribute qualities of his character to just harshness and cruelty, and pretty much the qualities of the evil one. And so we have an inaccurate, harsh view if we have a slave mentality as we navigate this. But if we begin to navigate a trial with the heart of a son, we get to learn some of the same lessons that Jesus laid his life down to model. I've read some of these verses before, but in this context I want to read them again. And the first one is Hebrews 2:18. For since he himself was tempted in that which he suffered, he is able to come to the aid of those who are tempted. And then Hebrews 5:8, although he was a son, he learned obedience from the things which he suffered. And having been made perfect, he became to all of those who obey him the source of eternal salvation. Now those both are good. But we have even a closer look into the heart of the Father as we read Hebrews chapter 12, starting at verse 3. For consider him who has endured such hostility by sinners against himself, so that you may not grow weary and lose heart. You have not yet resisted to the point of shedding blood in your striving against sin, and you have forgotten the exhortation which is addressed to you as sons. My son, do not regard lightly the discipline of the Lord, nor faint when you are reproved by him. For those whom the Lord loves, he disciplines, and he scourges every son whom he receives. It is for discipline that you endure. God deals with you as with sons, for what son is there whom his father does not discipline? But if you are without discipline, of which all have become partakers, then you are illegitimate children and not sons. Furthermore, we had earthly fathers to discipline us, and we respected them. Shall we not much rather be subject to the Father of spirits and live? For they disciplined us for a short time as seemed best to them, but he disciplines us for our good, that we may share his holiness. All discipline for the moment seems not to be joyful, but sorrowful. Yet to those who have been trained by it, afterwards it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness. Therefore strengthen the hands that are weak and the knees that are feeble, and make straight paths for your feet, so that the limb which is lame may not be put out of joint, but rather be healed. So listen to this question and consider it today. Do you recognize the difference between discipline and punishment? And do you receive discipline as an act of love, or do you tend to feel rejection when you're disciplined?